Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. My dad cheated on my mom with his biological sister. My dad was adopted as a kid. He's 65 now. About 6 months ago he found one of his biological sisters. They met and became really close. About 4 months ago, my parents were visiting her at her home in a different state when her and her husband started fighting. She decided to leave him and my parents offered her to stay in my old room. BTW, I am 23 if this means anything. Looking back on it, their relationship was pretty weird from the jump. He was always referring to her as his beautiful sister and they were inseparable. I have 2 dogs my dad would babysit, and when he would sleep on the couch with them and his sister. Fast to last month my mom had pretty major surgery on her foot and she couldn't walk for 2 weeks. She's still in a cast. My dad and his sister were taking care of her and everything seemed fine. Up until last night. My mom woke up in the middle of the night and was thirsty, so she walked to the kitchen in her huge cast, which had to have made a ton of noise. That apparently was completely unnoticed by my dad and his sister, whom my mom caught making out with each other. My mom immediately kicked them both out. It's the second night and she hasn't slept or eaten. My dad is apparently moving to Pennsylvania with his sister and they're currently staying in a hotel together. I'm deeply disturbed. I can't even find the words and I have no idea what my mom is going through. She told my dad he can work things out with her and go to marriage counseling or choose his sister. And he chose his sister. The whole thing makes me want to throw up and I have no one in my personal life to share this experience with. My mom cannot afford to live by herself. They've been married for 24 years. I secretly logged into my dad's Facebook and the messages between my dad and his sister are just unnerving. There's nothing sexual but the messages are like, my house is empty without you, I love you with my whole heart, I miss your smell, love you my little buttercup. It makes me want to throw up and it makes me hate my life. I have no idea how to process anything. My boyfriend wants me to talk to my dad before he moves but I don't want to. I wish he would just disappear. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Talk to the sister's husband. Sounds like there's a can of worms under that bed I reckon. If that's the case, your dad might find himself out of the fog in a few weeks/months/years. Talk to her husband. Explain who you are and ask if you can please meet to talk. Try to exchange props for your mom's lawyers. He may help out of sympathy. He just lost his wife to a brother she never knew she had until recently. Did you already have cousins or siblings? Well, 2 birds with 1 stone and all. My condolences and sympathies op. To understand what is going on, look up XA. It's a real phenomenon meaning genetic sexual attraction. The gist of it is that when family members have been separated and then reunited, they experience a powerful attraction for that other person. If they're not prepared for it, and most aren't, it can be overwhelming and confusing. That doesn't mean what your father and aunt did was right, but they are dealing with overpowering emotional whirlwinds. Good luck to you and your family. Okay, I have to say this, your dad is really jacked up to do incest like that with his own bio sister. Seriously. I would distance yourself from him and his side of the family for a while, maybe for good. Tell your dad that you love him but cannot be around him anymore if he chooses to do this, and especially with your own aunt who is his own sister. Definitely be there for your mom. She didn't deserve any of this, and she will need you now more than ever. Another cheating story. Hi everyone. Discovered a week ago that my 40 meters girlfriend, 40F, was having an emotional affair with her ex. Long story short, we've been together for 2 years now. During the heart of the COVID, we had the most wonderful time together. Back to normal, with our 2 homes and 4 kids, the timing with which we see each other is always a question. She very often expressed my lack of investment at times where I could have been more present. Last night, she mentioned that by acting distant, she could end up in someone else's arms. This phrase raised my cheating alarm. I went to check her phone to find she was very recently texting her ex, I love you, I can't go back to you right now, I miss you, etc. As I confronted her, she just told me it was nothing, she just loves him as a friend, and there is absolutely nothing to see there. So now, it's been a week, we had a couple more fights regarding the planning. What I consider emotional cheating is never on the table, and she refuses to talk about it. She now deletes her messages very frequently, so I've stopped looking for evidence. We are taking a bit more time apart to think about our relationship. As I've already been cheated on, my first reflex is to run, far away. Or at least to talk a lot about it to contain my anxiety. With that said, I'm coming to you for advice. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Friend. She is cheating already. You know this. Break up and move on. She is using you for resources and attention/validation. Cut the strings. Women tend to move on mentally before they do physically. Sounds like she's done with you. Should have broken up with her that night. Good luck with this emotional rolling coaster you want to be in. Bet she is physically cheating now. You're not married. You don't need irrefutable proof to take to court. If she refuses to see that telling her ex she loves him bothers you and that hiding her texts just makes her look more guilty, then maybe it's time to put this 2-year relationship to rest. Can you really see this going to 3 years, 4? I don't know what it is about exes, but you read about them on these subs all the time. You should remind her that she made him an ex for a reason. If you don't think you can live with her in constant contact with her ex, then don't. You already know the truth. She is lying. She was definitely texting him those things to at the very least test the waters with him, and most likely due to an ongoing emotional affair. This is cheating. Gather yourself, be honest with yourself, and end this cheating relationship. Will it be hard? Sure. But way less hard than if you drag this on and bow down to her disrespect. Good luck. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.